When it comes to making a webtoon, backgrounds somehow end up being every artist's worst nightmare. You have already spent hours figuring out your character gesture, expression, and then you still have to deal with the background too. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a reusable background for your webtoon. Yes, we are using 3D background made in SketchUp here, and later, we will export it straight into Clip Studio Paint. We are gonna design the house of my webtoon character here, and yes, even though I'm actually a civil engineer, I'm not gonna bore you with any structural or architectural theory here, because well, this is just for a webtoon. Anyway, here is the floor plan I made earlier, so you won't get lost when we start building the design. Think of it as a rough sketch, just like when you do before doing the line art. Normally, I will also make a detailed elevation and section drawing too, but this time I'm skipping that. So, you guys who aren't used to technical drawing don't have to stare at a bunch of confusing blueprints. The first step is getting to know about SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D modeling app that widely used for architecture and interior design. There are two versions, the Pro version which is subscription-based and the free version which you can use online. I will leave the link for the free down here in the description. And just a quick reminder, SketchUp only works on Windows and Mac OS, so don't expect to be designing in SketchUp using your Android phone. Alright, let's open the SketchUp and start by setting the unit. Here, I'm choosing meter as the measurement unit. Once your screen look like this, you are ready to start designing. But since I have already prepared a floor plan earlier, I'm gonna open that file first, so you can clearly see the room layout along with the doors and the window will go. The basic control in SketchUp are using the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in and out and holding the middle button mouse to rotate the view. First, you need to understand how layers work in SketchUp. In SketchUp, layers are called tags. For example, this floor plan right here is placed under the untagged layer. To check that, just click on the object and look at the Entity Info tab. Now, let's jump into practice. We are gonna create a wall. First, make a new layer and rename it. Something simple like wall, so you don't get confused later. Then, make sure the little pencil icon is active on that layer. That means you are currently drawing in that tag. Now, we can start creating the object. Here's the basic idea. A point connect to another point to form a line. Lines connect to form a face, and face connect to form a 3D shape. So, when it comes to building a wall, there are few different ways to do it. Basically, you can start with the lines that form a face, and then that face will become a 3D object. Let's try it out. Use the line tool, the one with the pencil icon, and draw 4 points to make a rectangle. Once you close the shape, SketchUp will automatically create what's called a face. Next, select the push and pull tool to turn that flat surface into 3D object, your wall. For this one, let's make the wall height around 3 meters. And just so you know, the wall thickness here is around 15 centimeters. That already includes the brick layer, plaster, coating, and the paint. Another way to create object in SketchUp is by using the built-in shape tool. For example, you can use a rectangle tool. Just like before, draw a rectangular shape and then use the push and pull tool to turn it into a wall. So far, it's still easy, right? Next, you might notice something. The two separate objects we created earlier now merge together. That happens because the objects are interacting, but they are not grouped. If you want to make the vertical wall and the horizontal wall stay separate, you need to group your previous object before creating a new one. Here is how. Triple click on the object you just made to select all its line and face. Then right click and choose Group. Now, that object become one solid unit. This way, when you create another object that touch this object, they won't accidentally merge together. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish building the rest of the wall. After all the walls are done, we can move on creating the floor. Just like before, start by making a new layer specifically for the floor. This will make your workflow easier to manage. To create the floor, simply draw the area that covers the entire room layout. You can use either the rectangle tool or the line tool, whichever you prefer. As usual, make sure the room is separated and grouped individually, so they don't merge together later on. After that, using the push and pull tool again to give the floor some thickness. For the living room, bedroom, and kitchen, I'm giving it an extra 5 cm of height. For the bathroom, I'm lowering it by 5 cm, and the outdoor area, I'm dropping it for about 40 cm. Yeah, later I will adding a small staircase from outside leading up to the entrance of the house. Now let's make the windows and the doors. We will start by making the door first. The standard door height is about 2 meters, but we also need to include the door frame. Let's start by sketching the frame. Select the rectangle tool and click anywhere, then press left button on the keyboard to align it with the green axis. Now tap the dimension, 1 meter by 2.1 meter. Next, choose the offset tool. Click inside the rectangle and offset it inward by 5 centimeters. After that, extend the bottom line downward and erase the inner face using eraser tool. Once that's done, use the push and pull tool again to give the frame some thickness, around 12 centimeters. And that's it, the door frame is done. Now, don't forget to group it. Let's move on to the door panel. Use the rectangle tool to draw a shape inside the door frame. Then, give it a thickness for about 4 centimeters. You can add some design to the door if you want, or just keep it plain, totally up to you. After that, make it a group as well. Next, let's create the door handle. Set the handle height to around 115 cm from the floor. Draw a rectangle that's 5 by 20 cm and give it a thickness for around 1 cm and group it. Now for the cylinder part on top, create a tube with 3 cm diameter and 4 cm in thickness. Then make the handlebar for around 50 cm long and 1 cm in thick. Once both the handle and the cylinder are done, group them together. This way you can rotate them later if you want to animate the door opening. To duplicate the door handle, you can either use copy and paste method or use move tool and press down Ctrl key until you see the plus sign. Then drag the handle on the opposite side. After that, use the flip tool to mirror the handle to the other side of the door. After that, combine all the objects that make up the door, frame, the panel, and the handle, and place the complete door model in your house. When you position it, pay attention to the door swing direction. So, even in your webtoon, the opening direction still makes sense logically. Finally, to create the opening in the wall, enter Edit Group mode on the wall. Draw a rectangle where the door should be, and use push and pull tool to cut through it. And done, the house is officially has a door. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up all the other door and windows for this house. Now, the house has a door and windows. This is the perfect time to start adding material to the object. Let's try applying the material to the door first. Double-click to edit the group, then go to Material tab. Choose the material you want to use, for example, a brown wood texture for the door. Next, select the bucket tool and click on the area where you want to apply the material. And there you go, the texture applied. The same goes with the windows too. You can add a glass material or any other texture that fit your design. Alright, now let's try adding some interior element to the house. If I were to model every single object one by one, even in speed paint, this video will take forever to finish. So, this time, we are gonna use a template from 3D Warehouse. Open up 3D Warehouse and search for the object you need, like desk, a bed, a chair, a monitor, and so on. You can download any model you want and place it directly to your current project. Just arrange the furniture however you like to decorate your room. And don't worry, I'm not gonna start talking about feng shui or anything, okay? Now that the interior is all set, technically I was planning to make this house 2 level, but for the sake of this demo, let's just make the ceiling and the roof so we can wrap this up faster. To make the ceiling, it's pretty much the same as how we created the floor earlier, just a simple flat surface. As for the roof, well, roof design vary a lot depending on the country since they are influenced by the local climate. And honestly, at this point, I'm starting to get tired to sticking too close to theory and dimension. Anyway, there is actually a formula to determine the roof height. Half of the roof span times 10 angle of slope. For example, if the span is 15 cm and the slope angle is 30 degrees, the roof height would be about 4 meters. Finally, the house is done. Well, not completely done, but close enough. Now, let's get our camera angle ready for export to Clip Studio Paint. First, we are gonna create a section plane to make a section cut. This tool lets you view the interior by slicing through the model, so you can easily look at the cross-section of the house by sliding through it. Next, we will use scene. Find the camera angle you like, the one match for your webtoon panel the best, and then save it as a scene. Scenes are super useful for keeping specific camera views safe, so you can come back to them anytime without losing your setup. Now, it's time to export everything from SketchUp to Clip Studio Paint. I actually made a video about this before, but this time I'm gonna show you a simpler way. take a scene you saved earlier and export it twice, one as full color version without shadow and one as a black and white version with a shadow. Then, open both files in Clip Studio Paint, stack them together and place them inside a single folder. After that, copy this folder into your Webtoon file. Next, take the black and white one and convert it by choosing brightness to opacity. And you are done. After all those steps and process, your Webtoon background panel is finally complete. From here, you can just repeat the same method to your other panel, and before you know it, you will have a full scene ready for your Webtoon. Honestly, this has been one of the most exhausting video I have ever made. So many apps involved, and yeah, it took quite a bit of patience to record everything. Good things I didn't add the V-Ray rendering part too, because recording while rendering in SketchUp file, that's just a pain. Alright, next we will move on to the color grading stage, where we will make the background blend better with the character and match the overall mood of the Webtoon. Basically, the next video will be about finishing pace. That's all for now guys, don't forget to like and share this video, stay healthy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye!